So hello everyone. So in the last class or last lecture, we are continuing about the signal operations, that is mathematical operations of different types of signals. So in this class also, we will first see the review of the previous class. So whatever we have discussed in the last class, then we will go for the other mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplications, differentiations, and integration of the signals. So now what happens in the last class, whatever the things we have discussed is that some kinds of basic operations of the signals are, that is folding operation, scaling operation, and the shifting operations, right? So in the last class we discussed about the first one is the scaling operations. The scaling operations are two types. One is the amplitude scaling, the next one is the time scaling. So we know that when we will go for the amplitude scaling, that is the value of A is greater than 1. So when we will go for the amplitude scaling, the value of A is greater than 1. At that time what happens, we can find the signal will be amplified. These things we have seen in the last class. Similarly, when the value of A is less than 1, at that time what happens, the signal will be attenuated. So this is the case what we got for the amplitude scaling, right? Similarly, what happens, the next operation whatever we have done is the time scaling. So in time scaling also, so this is the case we are getting for any signal x of t. So let I am drawing a signal here, let I am writing a signal x of t. So amplitude scaling will be A into x of t. And for time scaling what we have derived, or we have time scaling is, that is x of at. So these things you know in the last class. So here what happens, again we are finding that here also A value may be less than 1 or A value may be greater than 1. So when the value of A is less than 1, we have seen that signal is expanded in the time domain. Similarly, when the value of A is greater than 1, we have seen that signal is compressed in the time domain. So this is the first operation we have done in the previous class. So the next operation whatever we have done is the folding, right? The next operation we have done the folding, that is if any signal x of t will be given, then we are finding the folding version of the signal. How? By taking the value of x of t will be x of minus t, right? This is the folding version of the signal we have discussed in the last class. So now what happens, we can see that if a signal will be folded in the time domain, we are rotating the signal about the y-axis, right? So this is the very general operation of the signal. And coming to the last one, that is the shifting operation. So what is shifting? We are doing only the time shifting, that is x of t plus minus k. We have discussed this thing in the last class. So if we have to find the value of k is positive, if k is positive, then the signal is shifted toward the left. Similarly, if k is negative, the signal will be shifted toward the right. Right? So these are the things whatever we have discussed in the last class. But now what happens? I have given some arbitrary examples, right? In the last class, given some triangular wave, rectangular wave. These signals are not the standard signals. Now what happens? Let me take some standard signals. How to find the basic operation of the signal by using or by considering the standard signals. So let us see these things. So now what happens? Let I am taking a signal u of t. Which one is a very standard signal we know? So I am taking a signal u of t. What is u of t? U of t is known as a unit step signal, right? So now let I have to find out the basic operation on u of t. Like let I have to find out the value of u of t minus 2. What we are doing here? We are doing the shifting on the time domain, right? So now we everyone know that what is u of t. I have discussed these things in the previous classes. This is u of t. This is your time axis. This is amplitude u of t. The value is 1 when the value of t is greater than equal to 0, we are finding the amplitude is equal to 1. So now what happens? I have to find out, or we have to find out the value of u of t minus 2. So in the previous class I have told that, so how to find the value of u of t minus 2? The signal must be right shift, right? How to find the right shift or left shift? Very simple thing I have discussed that in this point you have to take the value of t minus 2 equal to 0, right? So what is the value of nu t now? T is equal to coming nu t will be 2. Means what happens? This 0 point will go to now second 2 position. So how signal will be there? We can find the signal will be, this is the signal, and we can find here the new position will be here 2. This is time with the same amplitude 1. This is known as the u of t minus 2. So now what happens? If I have to find out the shifting of a signal, just very simple thing we can do here. That is t minus 2 equal to 0. T, now new value of t is coming here 2. So this is known as the right shift, because the value of k, what is k here? K is negative, right? As k is negative, this is right shift. Similarly, what happens if we want to find the value of u of t plus 2? Let us have to find out the value of u of t plus 2. How to find? So let us draw here u of t plus 2. So for u of t plus 2, if I implement this function, same thing. I have to do this operation over u of t, right? So I have to find out the value of u of t plus 2 over u of t. Now what we can do? Previously I have taken t minus 2 equal to 0 for u of t minus 2. For u of t plus 2, what we can take now? T plus 2 equal to 0. T plus 2 equal to 0. So what is the new t now coming? New t is coming now, t equal to minus 2. Means what happens? This same signal will shift toward the left. So I can draw the signal. Signal will be start from 2, right? So this is your 2. This is time axis, and this is 1. So now what happens? As we know that u of t is a standard signal. We everyone know that u of t impulse. Till now I have not told about the impulse function. So I will discuss the impulse function after one classes, because impulse function is very important function for the communication point of view. We will discuss what is impulse function. Some properties are there in impulse function. We will discuss, but this is a very simple signal. Whatever I have taken here, u of t. So you can find two types of operations. The things we have discussed in the previous class by taking the arbitrary signals. But as a u of t is a standard signal, we can do the operations will be like this. So now what happens? If anyone will ask, what is the value of u of minus t minus 2? So in this, what happens? Now let us see. I have to find out the value of u of these things already I have discussed in the previous class. U of minus t minus 2. So now what happens? We know that in this function there are two operations we are doing. What are the operations we are doing? Simple thing, we are doing a shifting as well as the folding. So I can write here two operations. One is shifting and folding. In the last class, I have suggested you not to go the folding first, and I have shown the example also, because if you do the folding first, something confusing by taking the common. So what I suggested you? I have suggested you to do the shifting first always. So now what you will do here first? So you can write here. So the operations will be first. You have to do u of t minus 2 first. Shifting, leave the minus. So first what happens? T minus 2. Next you have to find out the value of u of minus t minus 2. So now what happens? Already I have drawn here the value of u of t minus 2 already. This is the figure we know, right? So now what happens? We have to find the value of u of minus t minus 2. Means we have to rotate the signal about the y axis. So if you rotate the signal about the y axis, then what happens? This infinite will now go to the minus infinite, right? This will be minus infinite to minus 2. Remember this thing. So what I can draw here now? The new signal will be this is your time axis, amplitude remains constant, and the signal will be like this. So these are the basic operations we have to know about the. Generally, what happens is U of t, R of t are the basic signals, right? So with the basic operation we have to know, because by implementing these operations we can find the big functions, right? So these are the operations whatever we have to know about by taking the U of t or the step signal, which is known as the unit step signal. So now next one is that, so if I will take a ramp signal, then how the operation I can do? Because what happens again, between the step signal and ramp signal is something confusing, because I have discussed that in ramp signal we are finding the slope part, whereas in the step signal what I am writing here, one is the amplitude. But if I write the ramp signal R of t, at that time there is no concept of the amplitude, there is the concept of the slope, right? So again drawing, so I will show some examples on the ramp signal so that you will be not confused. And if you will know these things, very well, then what happens? Any signals you can draw at any instant of time. These are the basic things of the signal and system. So let me draw the ramp signal. So now see, so we know that ramp signal is denoted by R of t, right? So I am drawing here R of t. So I am drawing two signals here. Understand? So try to understand. Very simple thing. So I am drawing here R of t and 2R of t. So what is the slope here? Before R of t, 1 is multiplied. So like I write like this. You can write. It's very simple thing. 1 is multiplied with R of t and 2 is multiplied with R of t. So remember that here. So what is 1 here? 1 is the, not the amplitude, 1 is the slope. How can you find the slope of any straight line or anything? This is very simple thing. You can find slope will be your y by x. We can write slope will be, that is y by x, means vertical axis divided by the horizontal axis. Or you can write y2 minus y1, or also you can write in the two coordinate form, you can write y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So we know, everyone know this thing. It's a very simple thing. So now what happens, if I want to draw the signal R of t, the slope must be 1. If I want to draw the 2R of t, the slope must be 2. So how can you draw? So now see, I am drawing the signal for the R of t. So this is your x-axis, or you can write in x-axis time. This is your y-axis, you can write R of t. This is the amplitude, right? So slope equal to 1 means, yeah, I can take some points. 1, 2. I am taking 2 units in the time axis. Similarly, what happens? I can take 2 units in the y-axis. This is 1, this is 2. So now what happens? As is a ramp signal, we start from origin, because there is no shifting is there. R of t, no shifting. So it will start from the origin. So how? Again the slope will be 1, means when x-axis is 1, I will take y-axis 1. So we can find a point here, right? Similarly, when x-axis is 2, y-axis is 2, we can find a point. So if I join the point, I can find a signal like this, right? So can I tell the signal having the slope equal to 1? Yes, because when x is 1, I can point out it. When x is 1, at that time y also 1. Right? If I take a point here, when x equal to 1, y equal to 1. So the slope will be 1. Right? This is very simple. So if I have to draw now 2 into r of t. So what is 2 here? 2 is the slope. So how can you draw 2r of t? So slope means that is y by 2 equal to, what you can write now? So I can write here y by x is equal to 2. So that is y equal to 2x. So now see what happens. When I will take x equal to 1, y will be 2. When I will take x equal to 2, y will be 4. So I can draw now. This is time axis. This is the case for the 2 into r of t. This is very simple thing. So now what happens? If I am taking x will be 1, so I can take here x is 1. What is the value of y must be there? X1 means y equal to 2. I have to take the value of y equal to 2. Right? So I can join this point. Similarly, when t equal to 2 or x equal to 2, y must be 4. I can join a point like this. So now if I join this point, then we can tell that now the slope will be 2. Right? Because y by x, 2 by 1, that is slope is coming 2. So remember these things. This is the basic difference or basic things to draw a ramp signal. So now what happens? After drawing the ramp signal, we can go for the again some mathematical operations. Right? So let me tell. So what is the basic mathematical operations in the ramp signal? Very simple. Let what happens? Let I am drawing now minus r of t. Let us draw the minus r of t. So how to draw the signal minus r of t? Now I can erase these things because we everyone know that what is 2 r of t, right? So let what happens? I have to draw the minus r of t. Minus r of t means what happens? Again it is coming the folding. Again it is coming the folding means we have to rotate the signal. We have to rotate the r of t about the y-axis. I have to rotate the signal about this y-axis. So if I rotate the signal, what we will get? We will get the signal will be same thing with some rotations. Like this. This is your time axis. This is r of t, and this is the negative axis. So what happens now? It is coming as minus r of t. Remember these things. So what is the basic difference between r of t and minus r of t? Right? So now what happens? If I have to find a shifting operation of r of t. So now what happens? I am going step by step. So this is the general r of t. Next we have seen the minus r of t, right? Let what happens? I have to find the value of r of t minus 1 or minus 2. Let's see how it will be there. So these all the things you know already, but with not basic signals. So let what happens now? I have to find the value of r of t minus 2. T minus 2 means what? Which operation is this? This is the shifting operations. Again we can, what you can do here? So this is r of t, this is r of t minus 2. For not confusing, you can take simply that for this point you can write t minus 2 equal to 0. So the value of t will be here 2. So this is the new value of t. We have to find out. Right? So this signal will shift toward the right. So how to draw a signal? We can draw a signal like this. From 2 it will start. So now another thing is that what you have to observe that we know that the slope will be 1. So now if this point will be 3, this point will be 1, because how to draw a signal? The signal will be like this. We know that this point will be like this. Remember these things. We cannot change the slope here. Only whatever signal is shifting. Only the signal is shifting toward the right. We cannot touch the slope. Slope will be same. Means if this is 1 unit, this must be 1 unit. For this triangle, what happens? Y by x. Right? So this y must be 1 unit and x must be 1 unit. Getting? So this is the case for the r of t minus 2. So if anyone asks you like these things, how to find the value of r of minus t minus 2? That is, let I draw r of minus t minus 2. How to draw? Already discussed. There are two operations we are doing in the ramp signal. What are the operations? One is shifting, the next one is holding. I am writing again. The two operations are there. That is shifting and holding. So now what happens? So what we will do first? I already discussed that if there are two operations will be there, first we will go for the shifting. Shifting means we will neglect minus. So r of t minus 2 first, right? R of t minus 2 first. Already we have done r of t minus 2. Next what we will do? We have to hold the signal about the y-axis. We have to rotate the signal about the y-axis. So if I rotate the signal about the y-axis, then what will get? This will go in that direction. So we will get the final will be like this, starting from -2, it will go like this. Okay? So this 2 will go to the -2 with the same slope. Remember that slope we cannot change here. Slope we cannot touch here because the value multiplied with r of t is only 1. Slope is 1. So only you can shift or you can hold the signal, whereas we cannot touch the slope of the signal. So these are the things, basic operations, whatever we have discussed in the last class, and up to this, the basic mathematical operations of the signal. So now what happens? The next thing is we are going to see the more operations, like very important thing like the addition of two signals, multiplication of two signals, and the differentiation of signals, integration of signals. So these things we will discuss now. After this, the general operation like shifting, folding, and scaling. Right? So first I will show the addition of signals. This is very easy and very interesting also. So how we can form any signal? We can draw any signal by using the basic signal using the addition operations. We'll see one by one, step by step. So now let me draw the additions. So now what happens? Let us writing a signal x of t. Let us writing a signal x of t, which one is the combination of x1 of t plus x2 of t. So now what happens? So all the things whatever now I am telling only for the continuous time signal. Discrete will be very easy. After understanding this thing, discrete automatically it will come to our mind, and something different is there only in scaling operations. I will tell in the last of this all the operations. But up to this what is no problem. What are the addition?